Hey traders, Greg here. Let's take a quick overview of what's going on here today. A little sloppy and choppy. As I mentioned, it's options expiration, but we see the transportation average has got a reversal day here. As I always do, I tell you that the day is not over. So as I'm looking at a reversal here, a red bar that is down near the prior bar's low after 3 days up in the area of a wide range bar down, that suggests it's going to go lower. We won't know how this bar closes until 4 o'clock. It could be a bottoming tail bar. It could be a larger red bar, even down below here. What's influencing it? Well, in part, I suspect it's the price of crude oil that's going up and the cost of transportation becoming more expensive. But there was Avis budget rent-a-car gapping down after earnings. So that's the biggest loser. And then, of course, we have the airlines, which are definitely being affected by the price of oil. There's American going down. UPS, woman to buy setup. Delta, another airline going down. And well, that was a trucker, United going down. So airlines primarily, and that car rental company. The truckers are holding up relatively well, and the rails and FedEx looks good. All right, let's take a look at some of the other indices. So financials are down. There was this reversal at the 200 MA. Minor resistance was a bit, well, yesterday's high, and that it actually triggered here today. And the credit spread, I pointed out to Dan, these financials going down, and he found a credit spread on Citigroup up above here. So that looks good. Definitely looks like it should be able to go lower. It's coming down toward the low of the day. So we like that. It's behaving. And let's take a look. Utilities are up again. It's in the ETF letter. We took some off the table. That looks great. Energy gapping up now. This is up quite a bit. It's gapping up. It's getting sold. It's profit taking today, which is okay, but it had some consolidation there, and now profit taking right away. Somewhat of a not so great sign to see that. The idea is after a resting period and a little pullback, why the profit taking so quickly? But we'll see where that ends the day. What's doing well? First that, so that gapped up. Oxy. Oh, there's a lot of stuff that looks good, and oh, again, profit taking. Halliburton gapped up from a consolidation, but giving back that doesn't change the trend. Nonetheless, and there's SLB that was gapping up there and some profit taking. So a little bit of a concern there. Communications, beaten down, holding up. Utilities look good. Real estate, this is in the ETF letter as well. I like it. It looks good. You can see it's not at any significant resistance yet. Buyers should show up. Staples, a little profit taking, no big deal. S&P is just a mess. This trading range, and odds are it's not going to break one way or another until after options expiration. Now, there's a big news day tomorrow with economic reports. They'll definitely potentially, right? Definitely potentially move the markets, but it's a big number, and that's why I say it has the potential to move the markets. But sometimes these economic numbers, they just kind of don't do much. But with all this focus on the Fed and are they going to lower interest rates, and the market's looking for some kind of confirmation that they will, it could be a mover. Nonetheless, I think because it's an options expiration, whichever way it goes, it'll be short term, and then they'll whip it back the other way. Healthcare still doing a lot of nothing. Materials not doing much of anything today. Technology, a little bit of a sell setup. Not a great one. Why? Because high, low, in the middle of the range there. Just not a great setup. Nonetheless, we'll see what it does. Just inching down on the 65-minute. You can see the 5-minute, just how sloppy it's been all morning. It was just whipping back and forth, and it just starts grinding its way down. Uh, this one, just another sloppy pattern. There's just so much slop out there right now. It'll pass. It always does. Magnificent Seven holding up. So while it still looks like a lot of nothing, I mean, in a downtrend, it's holding here. It's not up much, it's not down much, so it's showing a little bit of relative strength to the broader markets. We looked at transports, Qs, you know, it gapped down this morning. It went up, it came back down again. It's near the lows of the day, just kind of grinding down. I mentioned in the green room that this buy setup, if it was to fail, which it is failing, could result in a measured move lower, which would bring it somewhere into this area. And we'll see where it closes as well. Interest rates back down, and that didn't get very far. That's why you got to be careful with these climactic kind of sell setups. Now, I'd call this a semi-climactic because it came out of a consolidation versus software, which went down, sideways, down, retracement, acceleration down. And if we look at the weekly chart, you can see it's in the area of support. So my thinking is even if this was to break below here, buyers are going to show up because of what's directly to the left there. So if it does that, what I'd love to see is a wide range bottoming tail bar, or if it's a breakdown and a immediate 180 right back up again. The idea is a breakdown under support and then immediate recovery would be in alignment with the pattern that I just explained. So right now it's just marking time going sideways, not a lot going on. The Dow, not doing much of anything. We'll see how that closes. Regional banks. So when I look at a pattern like this that's in an uptrend, rising 20, rising 50, major support down here, maybe it comes down to major support where buyers will show up, or it's got a pivot right there. Can it form a retest reversal back up? And if that was the case, then we start looking at the regional banks to see what patterns there are there. That one showing relative strength that would support longs if we get a reversal in the sector. So a little boring, not too much going on. As always, if you have questions, email us, Greg and Dan at Master Trader.